Folks, Arizona guy here. It is July 23rd, 2022. The Biden-Harris America. And how many of you watched President Trump's speech from Prescott, Arizona last night? It was very, very good. We got to get back to America First policies, putting this country first over all others. Because since the Biden-Harris administration took power, America is failing. It's very sad to witness. Very, very sad to witness. So in Phoenix, Arizona today, it is 108. The humidity is down. It actually doesn't feel that bad, but it is hot. And speaking of hot, today let's talk about solar panels. How many of you have solar panels on your house? How do you like them? Because I was reading this morning from like a Consumer Reports viewpoint, when the solar panels get hot, like they do here in Arizona. I mean, today's 108, so your solar panel is going to be scorching hot. And as solar panels warm up, they produce less and less energy. Solar panels prefer to be cool. They use rays from the sun to make direct current, DC power. Then that DC power is converted to AC power through an inverter and either fed back into your house or directly fed to the grid. But in Arizona, where it's hot most of the year, solar panels, when they get hot, they can produce 35% less power than they would on a cooler day. But all these people in Arizona have been drawn in to the green energy agenda because of all of these solar panel companies who are subsidized by the U.S. government or some other government affiliate. And most of these solar panels are not American-made solar panels. They are either made in China or they are made in India or Pakistan. So you're not getting a really good quality product. And solar panels every year deteriorate. So in the first year they might do 85%. In the second year they might do 73%, and so on and so on. If you got 10-year-old panels, 10-year-old panels may only be putting out like 40% of its initial power factor. And in Arizona, they may not even last 10 years. The polymer that solar panels are made from get brittle and crack. That's why a lot of these solar companies are trying to sell people an extended warranty on their panels. To me, folks, solar is basically ridiculous in a state like Arizona. In a state like Michigan, yeah, they make sense. But in Arizona, where it's hot all the time, doesn't make any sense, because you're still getting 70-something% power actually from the grid. No matter how many panels you have on your home, you can still not run a 220 volt AC unit that's on your roof or on the side of your house. That requires at least 30 to 40 amps just to start it up. And then it probably takes a constant 13 to 17 amps to keep it running. So just the load factor of starting would be way too much for any solar generation that you would have on your residence to handle. So you save a little bit of money on your power bill during the day because your solar panels are producing power. But at night, where it doesn't cool down in Arizona, you're still running your AC at night. So your solar panels at night are doing absolutely nothing. So you're making up a little in the day, but you're spending more than you made up at night. Does that make sense? So anyway, most of these solar things are just scams. One of my neighbors had solar on his house. Some energy company came out and installed, and it wasn't even hooked to anything. The solar panels were just dead-ended in a panel on the side of his house. They weren't hooked to anything. They were just wire nutted off. And for 2 years, they just left it that way. Somebody would come out and say, oh yeah, everything's working fine. But it was never hooked up. And he didn't find that out until he went to sell the house. And the home inspector said, you know, these solar panels have never been hooked up to your house or the grid. They've been sitting on your roof for 2 years doing nothing. And in the meantime, my neighbor was still making his payment on his solar panels. So made payments for 2 years for absolutely nothing. And then my other neighbor wanted to sell the house, and the new buyer did not want the solar panels, didn't want any part of it. It took that solar company 16 months to come out and remove their panels, and then they left the roof a mess. So the guy selling the house had to repair the roof on the house, The new owner had to wait 16 months to buy the house. It was a disaster, to say the least. Anyway, folks, give me your opinion on solar. Tell me what you have. To me, it doesn't make any sense unless you have your solar charging batteries, which goes to a grid tie inverter. So when the grid goes down, your solar panels are still powering your house. At least your lights and, so you can watch TV and stream and whatever, but it just makes no sense, folks. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. Have a wonderful day. All that jazz. Arizona Guy.